Hi, can you introduce yourself?
Hi, nice to meet you. I'm Nikolas Monti-Potsolakis, and I'm half Greek, half Italian. I'm based in Prague, Czech Republic, and I'm the owner of Black Lantern Marketing, which is an SEO digital consultancy. We basically offer SEO services end-to-end for casino operators or sportsbook, and also affiliates, and also clients in the adult industry, crypto, forex, other niches as well.
Thank you. For people meeting you for the first time, what is your background and what led you to SEO?
To be honest, I started working in a very small company when I was about 17 or 16 years old. It was an events company. Because it was a small company, no one wanted to do SEO for them. So I was the person to do it. I was very curious back in 20 years ago, more or less. And then I started growing my own skills. I started working into different businesses from Vodafone to bigger brands, and then I got into iGaming about 10, 12 years ago, initially in Greece for the local operator OPAP, which is the government-owned one. And then I opened my business about 10 years ago, Black Lantern, so we started growing our own. And since we had the expertise in the iGaming industry, it's most of our biggest clientele right now, it's there, yeah.
And how would you describe Black Lantern marketing today?
So we have grown quite a lot. Still remember there were like only 2 or 3 people when we started. Now we are a bit over 20. We have quite a big team that does a little bit of everything. We have an AI team, we have a content team for the strategy, for link building, a bit of everything. So I'd like to think that we are growing, we're on the right path, and we like to make our brand bigger and also people to know us and know us for our expertise in the industry.
Which kinds of clients do you work with mostly, especially in iGaming?
Honestly, about 80% of our clients is iGaming. We have some smaller accounts like in e-commerce or some clinics or other things, or an adult, of course. We have AI companion clients as well. But 80% are iGaming operators, so we work with brands like 888, Superbet, Allwin, some of the big names, but also some of the bigger affiliates in the industry. We work both in regulated and unregulated, that's not a secret. So we have a black hat team as well in our company, so we work a bit of everything all over, yeah.
And what are the main problems clients usually come to you with, and how do you usually help solving them?
To be honest, either the case is that they're panicking because there is some Google update, and they sort of panic, so they want someone to guide them through, or because they don't have the expertise to do SEO themselves, and they see that their competitors are outranking them. Usually, it's the case where you have some CMO that saw some keyword on Google and says why we don't rank there. So basically, that's how it starts the discussion, and then they find us, and so we start working with them to help them, guide them through what's right. Yeah.
Thank you. And what makes SEO in iGaming and other regulated niches different, and where does a hyperlocal strategy fit into that?
I think one of the biggest problems first that it's very regulated compared to other industries, and also it's very biased. So, for example, if you compare iGaming to, I don't know, the tobacco industry, which is very strict also, but it's not so frowned upon as iGaming is. So I think that people have a different perception about gambling than they have about other industries. So it's much harder for operators and affiliates as well to compete in their own countries that they target. And when it comes to localization, because of the problems that they're facing, either they face a very high regulated market like Germany, for example. So, when people are over-regulated, they tend to go to the unregulated side. So, we have to adapt as SEOs to do a bit of everything, depending when our clients are. So I think when it comes to localization, operators and affiliates need to be aware of what the players want, what they are looking for, the local legislation, all these things that make it difficult, yeah.
Thank you. And of course, we are here at Island Conference, and you had a keynote, and the title of your keynote was AI Shrinking Search Visibility. What has changed most for affiliates in the last year or so?
I think, first of all, because they're not chasing rankings anymore, they're chasing visibility in terms of LLMs. So that means that you're not ranking for a specific keyword. And also, it depends on how your website is structured. So you need to have a bit of a different structure compared to the classic affiliate review with some fluffy content just to get some keywords. You need to have a better structure in terms of paragraphs, technical, background, how you structure your content, to give more information and to be more useful to the client that comes to you and reads you. So not just have the content for the sake of the content, but to try to give some information back. to the customers that come to you for information before they bet.
And how can you make a site become a trusted source for AI?
So there are a lot of different ways to do it. Of course, there's LLM manipulation. It's still a thing because it's still early for LLMs. But leaving the manipulation aside, the usual way would be to have like PR, a lot of PR for your brand, to do PR guest posts and campaigns so people know your brand. So to strengthen your brand, essentially, that is the biggest thing. So people see you as an authority. And also we talked about this entity structure. So basically you're not just a website, you're a website who has a Facebook page, an Instagram page, there is a page in Wikipedia. So there are a lot of signals out there that say, okay, guys, we're a legit website, we are there. People find us from different sources, so we're not just some random scam, that we're trying to sell something.
Thank you. And finally, how did you find the Island Conference event?
To be honest, because it's our first year here and we're actually considering to have a booth next year, we just wanted to see the lay of the land first. We were very impressed by the organization from Nexi Group and Alex, the organizer. They did everything perfectly. They took care of us speakers, because I was a speaker in the conference, to every last detail, from flights, hotels to everything. So they are very organized and straightforward with what they offer. And I like the diversity of the people that you see here. In a way that is very similar, for example, between the adult industry, the iGaming industry. You see a lot of different people, but for us SEO, there are a lot of overlap between them. So there are things that work in all industries, and also to see faces that we don't see in the same conferences that we go every year. So it's a different place here, and also it's fun, much more fun than anything else. Yeah. And so we got this opportunity to come here, to see the lay of the land, to think about the booth next year. And because we're launching, I mentioned in my keynote yesterday, we're launching a new AI dashboard. So if you guys watch our video and share it on your social media and you tag Black Lantern, then you get a chance to get the free voucher, so you can use our predictive AI dashboard, which gives you a lot of information about competitors, what gaps you have on your website, keyword gaps. We can also add the data from revenue, so we can correlate traffic with revenue, all these things that we're working on right now in our in-house AI team. Yeah.
That sounds great. Can you tell me more about this dashboard?
Yes, so it will have different sections around keywords, around content, around backlinks, around competitors, around revenue. It's customized to your website, so it's not just the out-of-the-box solution that you might get from a tool that exists out there. So it's customized to you and tailored to your own business based on what your business competitors are and your organic competitors are. And basically we provide actionable insights using different tools that we have. For example, Claude or different other tools. We basically combine all the data together into one. We don't just rely on, for example, scraping that Semrush does. So we have the ability to combine all the information together from different sources and put them all together and create one insight that you don't have basically to do the work. We do the work for you and the tool does it. So basically that's the biggest advantage, I think, that we can combine all these things together and make it like a tailored solution for you, not just out of the box.
Thank you very much for the interview.
Thank you very much, and thank you for having me, and have a good day. Yeah.